The Mini Aceman SE is pretty much like a pug wearing Cartier diamond encrusted sunglasses. It is cute, compact, playful, confident, but like unashamedly sort of cheeky, luxurious, and quirky. Let's kick this off with what insurance would cost me if I had to own this Mini Aceman SE. Putting my details into hippo.co.za, the best quote that I got was 921 Rand with an excess of 9,500 Rand. Do you also know that they do comparative quotes for car rentals? I figured that out the other day. How amazing. If you go into Joburg and you need a car, it's so nice to just know that you're going to get like the best, the cheapest quote. Saving you money wherever you look, really. So this is Mini's newest model in its EV lineup. It kind of slots in just above like the Cooper hatch and then just below that Countryman SUV. And it takes on pretty much directly is the Volvo EX30, which is South Africa's best-selling EV. But when it comes to Mini, it is just so like a world within itself, you know. I mean, even this with its like Union Jack, you know, style, like little tail-like clusters, and I love this. It's got like little roof rails and skid plates to make it, you know, like a bit butchered up a little bit. And then of course the Mini interior. This is like a very unmatched interior within EVs and or ICE models. You just don't get Mini anywhere but Mini, and so you shouldn't. Okay. I love the recycled materials in here. I love this like knitted textile vibes. I love the gold accent bits. I've said this in the other Minis that I've driven. I just love that. You've got this OLED screen with the latest operating system on it as well. I find when people are walking past me, generally like maybe someone begging or whatever, or even someone just walking past in like a parking lot, it's like a head turner that they look inside and then they keep looking because it is so interesting in here. It's also got a couple of like traditional toggles and buttons here. You turn it on, you know, and then it's got the experiences down here. You've got a good old traditional volume knob, which is my fave. And yeah, then you've got just your head-up display here, which you can adjust the settings or the height, etc. But overall, it is an interior that I do genuinely love to be in because it adds to the fun factor and the fun element of driving this car. So I'm going to talk about the screen quickly and a few things. So the thing you should be doing if you've got this car or you're going to test out or whatever, you download the Mini app and then you can sort of change preferences. You can do a whole bunch of things in there. You can check like your fuel, your range, etc. I'm in an EV, my goodness, woman. It's been a day. So that is very helpful. I don't always do that, obviously, because I'm changing cars all the time, and I should have with this. And the reason I say that is because it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I can't get my Google Maps on here. It could be the fact that I have an Android, and so it's not picking it up correctly or something. I know my colleague, old Kelvin Fisher, is also having trouble in his JCW at the moment with this. I feel most of the time it's my fault when I have done something incorrect. And funny enough, lately in a lot of cars, I'm having issues with maps, my Google Maps and Android Auto settings. I don't know what it is, but it's starting to really cheese me off. So if those software updates that are somewhere, if those could just kick off, that would be great. So it's not necessarily a Mini thing, but once you've got that app and it's seamless with this, I think, yeah, fabulous. Now the experiences, okay, I'm on Efficient at the moment, which I can't have on. It drives me mad because it's like that little, I think I said this in the Cooper hatch or whatever, because it's got the bird doing this at me. And the minute I put my foot even remote, like the cheetah is now like, hey, you're driving too fast. Now you're not in efficient mode anymore, which is a bit annoying. But there's so many to choose from here. You can do what you like. But my favorite is when I put it into go-kart because it goes, what? Woohoo! That is so random and so cute. Again, it's these little things that make Mini Mini. Do you know, this actually feels like, I said this in the hatch, I said with this, even though it's an EV, it's very classic Mini. Everything about it is so classic Mini, even the way it drives, even though it's an EV. Let me quickly talk about, like, so it's just over 4 meters long. So it's the 5-door, 5-seater, which for me, better than the hatch. With that said, okay, you're not comfortably going to sit 5 adults in here. The person in the middle seat there, I mean, I don't think Kate Moss in the 90s could have sat there. Like, it is really like, you know, so you'll be fine with sort of 2 adults in the back. You know, the headroom is okay. Legroom is not amazing, but to many people, okay, we're going compact here. The boot, you've got 300 liters of boot space, so it's a little bit, you know, on the smaller side. There's also no spare wheel, just so you know. Hey, Mini. Nope. Okay, it's downloading language. I was going to try the voice control for you, but it has to download the language, the UK language package to use voice control. Fair enough. I promised one of you YouTuber commenters that I would try voice control, and I will continue to, because actually I think they have gotten, he made a very good point, they've gotten better in later years, and so where I complain all the time about a touchscreen, I probably shouldn't, because I could be using voice control. Fair. The cup holders here, they're like so many I'm having issues with at the moment because the bottles of water like fall around, but I just pop it here into the side bottle holder and it's fine. So this Aceman SE has a 54.2 kilowatt hour battery. You're getting 160 kilowatts of power, 330 newton meters of torque with that instant torque obviously available to you because it's an EV with a battery. Now, here's the thing. Okay, off the bat, fabulous drive. Very spirited, really like fun and very mini and very enjoyable. It also it feels a little bit more weighted. It's like the bigger, you know, it's not the hatch, so it's maybe, but it still feels nippy and it still feels like really, again, just like really fun to drive. The range. Now, this is the only thing. Can you hear that? Hang on. That happens every time I brake. Can you hear it? I hope you can. Yeah, I don't like it. The range is claimed at like 400 Ks or whatever. I would say, I've seen some people saying you're going to get more like 350. I'm like, you're getting closer to 300. So I haven't done much driving. I've had this car for like 2 or 3 days. And here's the ownership experience of an EV, and especially a mini EV or one that has the very little range. You have to have the infrastructure for it. You do get a free home wall charger when you purchase this mini. You've got to obviously have the facilities in order to do that. And so I know a lot of people are always like, well, you buy an EV, then you do have the facilities, and that's all very true. Okay, most people buying an EV will have somewhere to charge it, but not everybody does. So for instance, I have family members and friends who live in a block of flats who have, and like penthouse, okay, yes, I have wealthy friends, who would love an EV, but they don't have a place for the charger. So they don't park in a garage. They actually park within a gated area, but it's all, you know, sort of carports and stuff. So they'd have to try and get one mounted there, whatever. There are barriers to it. So unless you have, like, you use this as you would or a cell phone, then it is a problem. I am a case in point, right? Like, I'm a journalist, so I only have it for a week, so I actually am not at all the target market. But I do, because I don't have a wall mount at home. I can't charge this at home. And so at the moment, when it's in such a short range, when it's got such a little range, I struggle because I can't get to the chargers to charge this for, you know. Now, it's not going to take too long, which is great if you have DC, whatever. And also, I just actually want to know how much it would cost to fill this top charge. So Nafisa, you must know her. She has a website called Recharge. She is the smartest person I know. She's a tech journo, an EV journo. She's just a journo of amazing vibes. Anyway, she actually had this, and I saw she wrote about it a couple of weeks back. And so it was like 320 Rand on an AC charger to charge this to full, and like 400 and something on a DC charger. But she makes a good point as well. Most people are not charging at one of those charges specifically anyways, but from 0%. Hey, brah! Most people are not charging from 0%. They are, halfway or at the top, whatever. So you're sort of topping up, which is good to think about. Which you might not, if you don't live with this every day, you might not consider that kind of thing. So I'm here to tell you about those things. From a price point of view, this SE model is at 892,000 Rand. And until the government comes to the party and lowers those import duties of 25% and gives incentive to buying an EV, they're going to remain rather expenny for most of us. Now, again, you've got the Volvo XC to look at. I'm off to China next week. By the time you watch this video, we'll be in China, I think, with BYD, who are bringing in a load of technology and all their cars, etc. They are the number one EV manufacturer, I think, to overtake Tesla. So it's going to be interesting to see the Chinese take on all the EVs and their costing and stuff, because I know those BYDs, you do get cheaper. It's not a Mini, obviously, but it's good to know. This, interestingly, is actually built in China at the GWM factory, and that's because BMW and GWM, did I get those right? BMW, yeah, not BWM, and GWM, BMW, have collabed. And so this is actually built in China. Did you know that? I didn't either, till now. I think this is a cool addition to the EV range of under R1 million that you can get. I would take this over the hatch, if only because they're almost identically and similarly priced, soon because you get the E model as well, the SE. And it's five doors. I'm not a 3-door person, just in no way, but others are. But either way, it's such a lovely little Mini. It's a lovely little EV. It's just got a few things, obviously like the lower range and, but that's on all the smaller ones too. And scene.